Alright, I'll admit it. I've been a little bit negative as of late. So today, we're going to be talking about what Spider-Man 2 did great. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this video. They've been giving me their lists and whatnot of what they thought was great. I have one right here. This is perfect. But if you're new, go ahead and comment down below what you thought Spider-Man 2 did amazing. And also go ahead and like and subscribe as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I think they did amazing was the boss battles. The boss battles are freaking chef's kiss. Probably the most perfect thing about this game is the boss battles. Each one is unique. Like, they have their own movesets, they do their own things, they have their own dialogue, and it's really, really fun. So I personally love each and every single one. If I were to have to pick a favorite, probably most likely Lizard. I love Lizard's boss fight. Craven, I just replayed the game too. So let me just tell you firsthand, Craven and Scream MJ, oh my god, I wanted to blow my brains out both times. They are annoying as a motherfucker to fight. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good boss battle should feel like that sometimes, especially if they're like, you know, super fucking villains. So I think that was perfect and it fits very, very well. I liked Venom's, but the emotional, you know, stake wasn't really all there for me. I loved it though. It was epic as shit. Like, if the story was like a million times better, that boss battle for Venom would have been freaking incredible. If it wasn't rushed, it would have been perfect. Alright, the villains too. I do like the villains. Like, most of the villains that are in this game, Wraith, I guess she's more like an anti-hero, but you do fight her anyway. Of course, Craven. Craven's like one of the best parts. I forgot what his name is. Is it like Perry or something like that? I forgot what his name is. I put it on screen in his picture, but he did an immaculate job at capturing Craven's type of ferociousness. I mean, like, the fact that, you know, he's really just out there to kill himself is really amazing. I love Craven's storyline in his arc. Same thing with Miles and Lee too. So Miles and Lee's arc throughout this whole game is really amazing. And I forgot Lee's boss battle too. That's a really good boss battle as well. Like, I guess boss battles and villains can go in the same category, but Lee's whole arc and his whole storyline, especially when you first fight him with Miles, I love it. It's so freaking good. That whole boss battle, that whole story moment, probably the best 10 out of 10 moment in the whole game. I felt more emotionally connected to Miles in that moment than I did with Peter the whole game. So the next thing I guess I would mention here is the music. Oh man, this perfect moment here. The boss battles and the musics go hand in hand. Like, I think every boss battle has a very freaking badass, like, little freaking background song to it, and the whole tracks for each one just, oh my god, I hear it in my head. The you know, the Harry theme. I tried my best, but it's stuck in my head and it keeps replaying. The whole web swinging soundtrack is also one thing. Like, that whole music for the soundtrack in the you know, Act 2 when you're finally getting the symbiote. Everything about it is just so good. The music is amazing right there. The city too. So the city and the music kind of go hand in hand because you really feel it when you're hearing the music too. So I really do like the city as well. And it's just so much larger. I think that it's a perfect New York. Like, there's not really any other Spider-Man game that's really came this close to capturing exactly like the whole entirety of New York. You know, it's just really close. It's really, really close. And I really like the city. I hope they continue to push it a little bit more. I don't know what else they can really do. Maybe they'll do something like Jersey. I don't even know. But who knows what they'll do. I think that they'll do something, you know, a little bit different. Maybe add some sections of like raft, or add little sections within the map like they did with that one science museum, I think it was, in Miles Morales. That was a pretty fun little thing that they did. The next one I like too is the foreshadowing, setting up for the next game. You know, the whole setup for Doc Ock, and, you know, even potentially a Venom game or a Carnage appearance is something that I think is very, very interesting. I like what they did with the foreshadowing here, and I hate to say it, but I feel like they focus more on setting up the future than they did on this game, and they are really pushing the Green Goblin arc a little bit more than what they did with Venom. I think with Green Goblin, it's going to be more personal. And I think with Doc Ock being in there too, like, it's just going to be maybe a triple threat. Who the hell knows? You know, it really seems like there's a lot that they could do with setting up that storyline if they take their time and actually write out a very good, lengthy story. So if they really flesh out Green Goblin like they seem like they're doing, I mean, like, Norman's been practically like the reason for all these games happening to begin with. The first one was because Martin Lee, and that was all because of Norman and Otto, I guess. And then the second one's Harry, and the only reason why Harry has that thing is because of Norman. So, like, overall, Norman is really one of the more center characters in the game, and I really feel like they're going to flush him out really hard in the next game and turn his transformation into Green Goblin incredibly tragic. And I can't wait to see kind of how he views Peter after he potentially finds out who he is as Spider-Man. So the whole storyline for that is very awesome. There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of death that can come with that character, and I can't wait to see what they do in the next game, personally. Number 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck I'm acting. Man, the acting in this game is freaking incredible. Everybody is like on point. I can't think of one performance that wasn't really good. And I'm trying my hardest, but like I can't even think of anybody. Like the acting really carries this game. Miles, Peter, I know the name. I'm gonna try to put the name up for everybody that I freaking enjoy in this game that I can remember. But everybody was good, and I don't want to take away from anybody's performance in the game because everybody like really captured what it was like to be in this world. So I don't even know. There's something bad to say about the acting. I can't think of anybody besides maybe some random side characters or like, you know, the random NPCs that are walking around. But even the NPCs have full-on conversations that sound real as shit. So I can't even say that then. So there's no bash in the acting here. It's like one of the best things about this whole game. Besides that, we're going to go on to the last one. You all know what I was going to say. You all know what I'm going to say. It's the freaking web swinging. The web swinging, I could go days and days and hours about this freaking web swinging because it's one of the best. There's only a few minor adjustments I would make. I'll make a video about that whole thing later. But overall, it's better than the first game. It's way faster than any other Spider-Man game we've ever played. I mean, a lot of people can try to point at Spider-Man 2, but the power of the PS5 kind of gives this game the edge. The web wings, the corner tether. I mean, overall, the tricks that Peter can do now. I mean, just everything about the web swinging feels perfect. It feels perfect. If I were to say one thing that can fix it in this video, walking on the ground would most definitely, or just an animation of maybe not like necessarily interrupting our web swinging when we get to the ground, because it just doesn't feel right, you know? Like Peter or Miles wouldn't just let go of their web if their toe touched the fucking ground or if their hand touched the ground. So there are minor adjustments that I would make, minor things that I would add on to the web swinging that we already have just to make it a little bit better. But overall, it's already perfect in my opinion. There's not much that you can say about this web swinging that can really fix it. Like besides that one thing about letting you rather slide on the ground or maybe while you're holding the web. Like I made a proposal that maybe when you're web swinging, when you hit a wall, you're holding onto the web still while you're running on the wall. So when you let go, you're still swinging. That could be something done with the ground maybe, right? Where you're on the ground, you're sliding on cars, or maybe if you hit a big truck, Peter or Miles automatically jumps over that truck, kind of like what they do with corners when you're going up, or when you're like kind of hit the corner at the wrong angle, or when it's like trying to help you out, when the game's trying to help you, automatically flips you over like a building or a wall when you're web swinging. I think they could do the same thing with the cars or maybe the trucks in some way with the ground, but that's the only thing I would do with the web swinging. Besides that, everything is perfect. The launch points, I guess I would add launch points too, like automatically when you're swinging, you just stop and kind of slingshot yourself. Like that would be amazing. But just all of the features that they added, the web assist, of course, levels that you can change and kind of adjust, so much fun. And I just can't say anything bad about the web swinging. So overall, there are definitely more good than there is bad about this game. The only bad is probably the story and a few little minor side missions and other side missions that just aren't really that engaging or fun. Side missions are emotional in this game, right? I mean, there's 2 side missions I could really think of off the top of my head that I loved. And now, of course, that's Howard and the guy that lost his wife. He's on the bench. He has like dementia or whatever. Those ones fucking broke my heart, man. Dead ass. But besides those, I mean, they don't carry all the side missions. They're 2 brief moments that last about 5 minutes each. So I think they need to do more for the side missions. They need to focus a lot on the story for the next game to make it perfect. But I think right now, what they had is such a good setup for what they're going to do in the next game. I just can't wait to see what they're going to do, honestly. It's going to be 10 times better. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.